Greetings everybody. This is going to be an installment in what am I getting myself into. Otherwise known as, can you buy a $700 car and use it to move your stuff halfway across the country? This is what I aim to find out very soon. Is the animal. It is a 1993 Mazda MPV van. We just picked it up today, and yes, I paid $720 for this van, including licensing fees. It's not in bad shape. It has 187,000 miles on it. It does have the not at all surprising dings and nicks and what goes it. That's pretty typical for the age and the miles. Of course, Mazda being different, they had a few quirks, probably why they never sold these in quantity. This door does not slide, it opens. And of course, in our temporary confined space, I can't open it. The other quirk, I kind of realized it after the fact here, but just going to have to deal with it, is the floor is not flat in one of these. So it's going to make loading it a little bit more creative. But that is that. But shot in from the back. We are going to have to put a power steering pump in it. But the seller was nice enough to include one. So all I'm going to be out to fix that is a couple of hours of time and a little bit of power steering fluid. Like the seats do come out. They're going to come out one way or another, even if they don't come out easy. It's actually quite clean in here. Not surprisingly, not much works. Tried the cruise control on the way home, it didn't work. Radio doesn't work, but I think I've got one out of an old Hyundai I can throw in here. Power windows work and power mirrors work. It's surprisingly clean inside. So whoever had it did seem to care about it. Driving it home, transmission shifted good. Engine doesn't make too many unpleasant sounds. But, if I can get zoomed in here, 187,667. And it still runs pretty good. And the broken radio, so be it. Like I said, I got one all redneck in here, make it work. Got a grounding problem with the headlights. You turn the headlights on, the high beam always comes on, or the high beam light. But when you look out front, that's your low beams, and that's our high beams, so we got to sort that out. Okay. Back out through here. And under the hood. Where is it? There it is. And 1 3-liter V6. Got plenty of good power. Of course, can't go very fast in it right now. Got about a 55-mile-an-hour top end because the suspension is absolutely shot. So I'll get underneath there and decide for myself if it's going to be worth the effort of making it any better. So if it's not too expensive, I'll fix it. But if it's going to get costly, I'll just live with it. I only have to live with it for 1,500 miles. I have not made up my mind yet, but the power steering pump in this thing is buried way down deep in the depths of hell. So I don't know if I'm going to make a how to replace it video on a power steering pump yet or not. It's not going to be easy to do. But there'll be more on this later, because here in about a week what little I do still own is going to go get moved up to my folks' place where they're going to store it for me. My house will be selling very soon. So until then, for those who don't like emissions tests, there is a time when they are an absolutely useful tool. And it especially comes to fruition when you're buying an old car like the Mazda van that I just purchased. Those emissions tests will give you a good idea of the health of your engine. And in the case of states that have that do your emissions tests on the dynamometers, they'll also tell you how good your transmission is. Because especially in the dyno tests, if the transmission slips and won't shift and whatnot, the car will fail because it can't be tested. So, and on the van that I just bought, I did have a copy of the emissions test. It has a fresh inspection sticker for the state of Texas. And the van actually did very well on the emissions tests. I want to think I will have to research this, but I do believe the Dallas-Fort Worth area does do the dynamometer tests. So that being the case, that piece of paper, if the seller has it, can become a very useful tool to determine if the vehicle has got a good engine in it or not. So just a little note for those that complain about how horrible it is to have to contend with the emissions tests. They are actually very useful as a buyer. So long for now.